Oh my goodness. I cried over a man child. I would leave his ass. I'm not even joking.
Pretty young girl from Zambia. You know that she ain't with the drama. Light skinned girl Osama. You know she the bomb, she cause trauma.
Hey guys, welcome back to or welcome to my channel. Hi, my name's Nyamba and I create YouTube content which you should subscribe to. Okay, so welcome to my first ever girl talk on this channel, and yeah, I'm super excited for it because I love watching these so much, and I just love how like real, raw, and like honest they are. I mean, as they say, they're girl talks, so it's just like you guys ask me your questions or give me your scenarios and whatnot, and we just kind of talk about them. And yeah, I hope you like it. Don't forget to thumbs this video up, share it with somebody, and of course subscribe. And to the guys who will probably be like, oh, we're not interested, yeah, because it's a girl talk. If you're wanting to watch regardless, I hope you like it. So yeah, I had asked you guys to send me questions and stuff on a little Instagram tag thingy, one of the question stickers on Instagram. I literally posted this like 2 months ago. It was in September and I just never got the chance to film it, so here I am today. I'll just go through as many as possible. They're quite a lot, so I know I won't go through everything, but I'll try my best to. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so just starting from the very first one. Do you delete the numbers of people who ghosted you, or you keep it? This is kind of a sticky one. Personally, I keep the number usually. I mean, I say usually like I've been ghosted a lot. No, I haven't been ghosted a lot, but the one time I was proper ghosted, I just kept the number. I think I just muted them, like, so I wouldn't see what they post and stuff, but I kept it. I don't know. The thing is, I considered this person like my friend, right? Even though we were talking or whatever. So when they did ghost me, it was just kind of like, if they ever need me as a friend, like, I'll be here type of thing. But yeah, it's a sticky one, honestly. What advice would you give if you have a mad crush on someone, but you can't tell them or you're too scared to? I want to ask, what's the reason why you can't tell them? Because for me now, I feel like I'm never afraid to tell someone I like them, even though it might bite me in the ass like later on. If you're too scared to, honestly, the worst thing that can happen is they're just not into you, and that's not the worst thing ever, honestly, because there's so many more people out there, and that's something I've learned. Like, even if you really like someone and they don't like you back or whatever, it's like, move on, thank you, next. Like, just keep it pushing, you know? And then the next one kind of ties into this as well. It's like, how can I tell my guy friend I like him? It depends on the level of friendship, I want to say. I'll give an example of like when you guys know about like my previous relationship, and we were friends before we ever dated, and when it came to being like, oh my gosh, this is so weird, like, you're my friend but I like you, I literally just said it like that. I was like, I know where we stand, but like, I like you. And then he was like, yeah, I feel the same as well, type of thing. So just be open and honest about it. Thing with feelings is you can't suppress them, so either way they're gonna know. Might as well just make it clear, you know, and then talk about it. If they're like, no, like, I see you as my sister type of thing, then ouch, but at least you got it out there, you told them, you know. Ooh, this is a sticky one still. So my bestie is sleeping with my other bestie's boyfriend. Do I say something or yeah? Honestly, don't say anything. You know why? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna pin it on you. Either party will think you're trying to destroy what they have, type of thing, you know? But again, it depends on your relationship with said best friend. I'll give an example of like my best friend Tito, right? If my other friend was sleeping with her boyfriend, I would say something to her just because I know the relationship we have and like we understand each other and that sort of thing. She wouldn't think I'm trying to just brew something or be malicious and that kind of situation. But if your friend is that type, like, I feel like you should know your friends. If your friend is that type who just like not believe you or whatever, then honestly don't say anything. Like, it's none of your business at the end of the day. So How do you tell if a guy really likes you or if he's just using you? Let me tell you something. When a guy likes you, it will show. It will show. You won't have to beg for anything. You won't have to ask him to do things. You won't have to like go the extra mile and trying to make yourself a different person for this guy just to make this guy like you. One thing about guys, like that saying of if they want to, they will, so accurate. Like for me personally, the guy I'm currently seeing, he was very action over words, and that was my motto coming into this year. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna believe people who just speak and not act on what they're doing. Like they should actively pursue you, and yeah, it shouldn't just end on, oh, you're pretty, like, and it ends in the bedroom or something like that. Like a guy who likes you will show it. You won't have to question that they like you. That's the thing. So if you have to question if they like you, they don't like you. How do you tell a boyfriend that you need things from him? For example, dates, clothes, money. Honestly, I've never been in a situation where I've had to like tell someone I need something from him, because I've just always felt like I can provide for myself type of thing. Like I don't need a man to give me the life I want to live, you know, that sort of thing. I can provide soft life for myself, but I want to use my husband's credit card anyway, or debit card, whatever, you know. So it's not like I can't provide it for myself. I just want to use someone else's money. Okay, for example, I'm talking to a guy, right? Or let's just say, for example, myself and my partner. He always says like he's not, like, not that he's not the romantic type, but I'm just more romantic, okay? Let's put it that way. Like we have weekly date night and stuff, and that's not something that I came up with. It was kind of like a mutual thing. But previously he wouldn't have been that person to be like, oh yeah, let's do date night, you know, type of thing. But when a suggestion is brought up, it's like, oh babe, would you be open to having date night every weekend or whatever? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, I actually didn't think of that, but I'm down to do it. I feel like it's easier that way. But when it comes to things like clothes and money, it's a sticky one, because I don't think I'd ask my man for like those kinds of things. Like if he wants to buy me clothes, he can buy me clothes. If he wants to give me money, he's free to give me money, but I feel like I just wouldn't ask for them because it almost comes off desperate. But things like dates and stuff like that, you can definitely say, hey, like, are you down to go on dates or whatever, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, it doesn't hurt. How do you maintain friendships as you get older? This is hard. I can't even lie to you. Adult friendships are hard. They are a lot of work, because you realize that a friendship is a relationship at the end of the day. You have to put in the effort to make it work. You have to put in the time to make it work. You have to be understanding to make it work. And if you find yourself with friends who especially lack understanding, that we're all adults and we won't be able to hang out or talk on the phone all the time, then it's just hard. Honestly, like, friendship is it's a difficult topic, because there's no one way solution or one way like direction or path you're meant to go down. But I just feel like you should surround yourself with people who are very understanding of like your schedule, your time, people who care about you, people who just support your endeavors. Like, yeah, the people closest to me love me and support what I do and don't feel like I hate them because, oh, I haven't spoken to them in a couple weeks, you know, that sort of things. But at the end of the day, I'm still learning as well. I'm not the perfect friend, but I try to do my best. If the person you're dating moves on within a week, does it mean they were cheating prior to the breakup? Ugh, that's a sticky one. I feel like I'm saying that for like all the dilemmas. Honestly, most likely they were. And it doesn't have to be physical cheating, like, oh, they slept with this person, but emotional cheating is a thing. If they're entertaining someone else while you're still together, that's cheating. They don't have to have physically done stuff, like, it's still cheating. And I feel like that's what people don't understand. So technically, yes, they were cheating prior to the breakup, because there's no way you're just gonna be in something a week later. Like, are you dumb? Is asking your boyfriend for a break because he hasn't been acting right wrong? Like, is it a wrong thing to ask him for a break? As in, you just want him to put himself together and realize he isn't doing shit right. Thing is, I honestly don't believe in breaks. I feel like it's just an outlet for people to act out while, like, it's kind of like a cheat code almost. Like, if we're on a break and I kiss someone else, then it doesn't count because we were on a break, you know? Like, people use it as such an excuse. So I don't believe in breaks. I do believe in taking time away to like think about your actions or yeah, like reflect, that sort of thing, but we shouldn't call it a break because that just gives people free will to now just act a fool. So give him time to think about his actions, but don't say, oh, let's go on a break type of thing, because I feel like for guys, when they hear break, it's like break up, like the up is silent. So they're just gonna act a fool. Like, he won't even think, like during that break, he won't think about his actions. He's thinking about, oh, what can I do in this short period of time while I'm free, you know? So yeah, don't call it a break, but let him think about what he did wrong. I like this one. How do you get out of singleness when you've become extremely comfortable in it? I had reached that point, honestly, and how I got out of it was just kind of letting myself feel. Because prior to when I met my partner now, I was just in a space where I was just done with men. Literally, I was like, I'm fine being alone. I don't need anyone. Literally, I was like, I'm a boss. Like, why do I need a man to just come and ruin my life? Like, I don't need that. So how I got out of it was just like, I honestly just let myself feel, because even when he came into my life, like I told him, like, I hate men. Like, like I'm not trying to, you know, be in anything or entertain a man, like, and he didn't come in my life on like a shooting his shot type of basis. It was more kind of just like friendship type of thing ish. But yeah, I feel like you just kind of go with the flow and don't be opposed to like meeting someone new, talking to new people and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, let it come to you. If a guy comes into your life, just kind of like take it day by day type of thing. Eventually you'll be like, oh, okay, he's not so bad, he's trash, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, I know how it feels to just be like super comfortable being single, and it's not a bad thing as well. It's definitely not a bad thing. Ooh, I like this one too. I feel like I like all of them. Please talk about the heartbreak we suffer from these almost relationships. So basically, situationships. Oh my goodness. You guys, the worst heartbreak I've ever been through was a situationship heartbreak, and I can literally confidently say that because, child, I cried real tears. It was not pretty. I cried over a man, child. What the hell? And you know what? It's so valid, because like no one should ever make you feel bad about crying over an almost relationship, because your feelings are valid. Like, in situationships, you definitely have feelings for this person, and they may or may not have feelings for you as well. But it's like, the thing with situationships, that's why they're called situationships, because it's just a situation. You don't know whether you're just being played, or it's gonna turn out into something real, or you're just both wasting each other's time. Like, and that's why I feel like it's so important to talk about these things, because okay, for me, like being in the streets, for example, I would tell people, like, don't think this is gonna go anywhere. I'm bored. I'm texting you because I'm bored. Like, I'm hanging out with you because I just want to play, you know, type of thing. Like I said, the worst heartbreak I went through was like from a situationship. And what had happened there was I liked this person and they liked me too, but they... This makes me sound like a side chick. Technically I was, honestly, I was a side chick. But it was a situation where, like, I feel like I should do a story time of this. I don't know how to put it. They were going through things with their partner and they thought they would break up, basically. So they were like, oh no, like it's done, like it's, you know, it's practically hanging on a thin thread type of thing. And yeah, we'd hang out, we liked each other, that sort of thing. Without giving away too much, what happened is they ended up fixing things with their partner, and they were like, oh yeah, like this can't work and that sort of thing. And you know what hurt the most is the fact that they were the ones proper like pushing the agenda, like actively pursuing me. So I was just like, what the hell? But yeah, these things suck. And honestly, they're like, you just have to go through the motions. Honestly, you have to deal with people who would just use you for like your kindness and the big heart that you have and that sort of thing, and it sucks, but c'est la vie, like it's part of life. And yeah, how do you avoid being in a situationship? Honestly, I haven't learned how to avoid it, but something I've learned along my journey is to have really strict boundaries. I've always said my talking stage period is 4 months. Like if after 4 months you're not showing signs of, it doesn't even have to reach the 4-month mark rather. If after a couple months I don't see like progression in what's going on, you're getting cut off. Like I cut someone off. I've ghosted someone before just because like it was just always talk. It's just like, oh, we should do this, we should do that. There was never action to back it up, and that's something as well. Like if I had continued with that, it would have ended in a situationship. But I was strict with myself and I was like, you're not gonna do this. These are the boundaries I've set. You know, these are like my non-negotiables type of thing. And yeah, I avoided a situationship in that aspect. How to get over a toxic nigga. I feel like this is a whole separate video on its own, but I will lead you to a video I watched literally yesterday by a YouTuber named Lisette. She did a girl talk on literally how to like, what was she on about? How to notice like the red flags, how to not ignore the red flags, how to move on past a toxic person and all of that. So I'll just have it like up here in the cards and also in the description box. So she pretty much explained it in a whole video. So yeah, if you're dating someone and they get you some really expensive gift for your birthday and theirs comes and you can't get them an equally expensive gift, is it seen as being unserious with the relationship? Not at all. My thing with gifts and just like reciprocation is it doesn't always have to be 50-50. Just the thought is really what counts. Like the fact that you're putting in effort is what matters to me. If I gift you with a Rolex, I'm not expecting a Rolex in return. Like if anything, I'm not really even expecting anything in return. I gave that to you out of the kindness of my heart, knowing that I could afford it. If you get me a necklace for my birthday, like I'll be so flattered because you thought to just get me something or like whatever you could afford basically. And yeah, it's not seen as being unserious, and I see it as a necessary pressure because it's like, for me, it's really just the thought that counts, honestly. Show me that you're putting in effort, you know? Let's do a couple more. Oh my days, there's so many and I wish I could answer all of them. I want my boyfriend to show some extra love. Do I have to tell him or just accept he's not loving at all? Girl, you shouldn't be accepting things that you don't like. Like I was saying earlier about like having a partner who's like not as romantic as you are, you tell them, like tell them what you like, what you dislike, tell them you like a little bit more affection and all of that. One thing I've learned is to be vocal. If I don't like something, I will tell you. If I want more of something, I'll tell you. So let him know. Don't accept something you're not comfortable with. Should one get bullied if you have big breasts? Hell no. Hell no. Like you shouldn't get bullied for anything, especially something like that that you can't change. Like I've had small boobs all my life. people would sometimes make fun of me, like, oh my gosh, you're so flat-chested, you're a little boy, this and that. I don't care. Like, I like my itty-bitty titties, and that's what it is, even though one day I'm gonna get a boob job, but that's just for me, not because people bullied me for it. So no. At what age do you think is okay to start indulging in relationships? This is very relative because everyone's life is different. Like, we all achieve different things at different times, we all mature at different times at different ages and that sort of thing. But personally, if I could rewind time, I wouldn't have dated in my teens, just because like teenage boys do not know what they want at all. I mean, men are gonna be men anyway, but especially teenagers, like they're just there for a good time. I'm there being serious, being loyal. They don't care. So if I could go back in time, I would have started dating in my 20s. What would you do if your boyfriend pressures you to have a child with him when you first want to achieve your goals? I would leave his ass. I'm not even joking. Like, you shouldn't be pressured to do anything that you don't want to do. First of all, I would have a conversation with him to just like sit down and find out like where his head is at with him trying to pressure me to have his kid. And first of all, it's my boyfriend. For me personally, I've always said I don't want to have kids out of wedlock, just because I don't know, it's just a personal decision. But I don't think there's like anything wrong with it, because everyone is entitled to do whatever they want to do with their life. Like, I'm not going to judge you if you have a child with your boyfriend type of thing. But if they're pressuring you into doing it, like, I would want to find out why they are. So I would ask them, like, you know, like sit down with them, ask them like, why are you trying to get me to do this? But personally, like, my goals come first, so if it really got down to it, I would walk away. How long till you can get intimate with a new partner? Birth control tips and how to stay safe from STIs. With this as well, it just depends on how comfortable you are with the person. For some people, it's day one. For some people, it's 1 week. For some people, it's 1 month. Yeah, I can't give you like a time frame. It's just when you feel comfortable enough, I guess. And birth control tips, I can't really give any tips on that because I've never been on any birth control. I've never tried any birth control. And how to stay safe from STIs, STDs, that sort of thing. Condomize. Like, first of all, if you're able to abstain, but if you're sexually active, condomize. Long distance relationship tips. I'll try to keep this short and sweet. Number 1, communicate. Because guys, love alone will not hold a long distance relationship together. You have to communicate. Speak to each other as often as possible. Update each other on what's going on. Number 2, date night. It's so important. At least once a week, just plan to sit down, talk about your relationship, talk about each other's do's, don'ts, I don't know, feelings, like just, you know, date night. Number 3, plan. I think plan, yeah, like plan when next you want to see each other, that sort of thing. So it just gives you something to look forward to. How to get over insecurities such as acne and stretch marks. Insecurities are one of those things that I feel like you can't completely get over, because one day you feel like, oh, I got this, I can go out in public with my acne scars showing, and the next you're not wanting to be seen without makeup on, you know, that sort of thing. But I feel like you just have to be confident in yourself and know that you were beautifully and wonderfully made by your creator, and there's certain things that are literally out of your control, like acne, for example. You guys who've been watching me for a long time have seen me struggle with it for so long. I've had times when my skin is amazing, times when it's terrible, times when it's in between. And yeah, with stretch marks as well, like you can't control that. So it's just about, you know, accepting the fact that you're beautiful, and of course try to do what you can to like have a skincare routine or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like skin gonna do what skin wants to do, and we can't do anything about that. So you just have to remind yourself that it's really not that deep. Like, it's probably worse to you as a person than to others who are looking at you, type of thing. So yeah, just remind yourself that. Do you think you can date someone younger than you or the same age? I've done it before and I'll never do it again. Let's just say that, because guys who are like younger than you or your age, technically you're not on the same brain level or capacity. So I just generally date people older than me because I feel like I can kind of, we get along better that way, you know. We almost think the same. This one's kind of long, but I think it's the last one. Yes. So there's this person I liked, but he was really draining as a person in general, did me bad mentally and emotionally. We were best friends, but I just don't want to be friends with him anymore. My issue is I'm dating his best friend, and because of that, it's kind of hard for me to cut him off. So any advice on how to tell him I'm over our friendship? Literally just tell him. Honestly, if I were in your situation, I would just ghost him, but I see how like, oh, you're dating his best friend, so it's almost, well, not impossible. Yeah, that's where like the stickiness of the situation comes in. But honestly, you're able to cut him off. Just be like, I don't like how you treated me. For my own peace and sanity, we can't continue being friends or being acquaintances or whatever it is. And if your boyfriend respects your decision to cut off his best friend, then he shouldn't even bring him around you or force you to hang out with him, like them together, you know, if I'm making any sense. So yeah, just be straight up with him. One thing I've learned, you guys, be straight up. Like, don't feel bad about choosing peace. Like, your own peace and sanity should come first. No compromises. So yeah, that is it for this video. It was a lot and there's so many more that I didn't get to answer, but I feel like it's long enough. I feel like I want to do more of these every so often. So if you like this, definitely give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on something, I don't know, something that you picked out of this video that you agreed with, that you disagreed with. I'm fine hearing both sides. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.